What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Car Green back with another video, man. And in today's video, I'm gonna be basically doing a new style of video. A lot of my videos just been vlogs and just me yapping, and I get a lot of questions about my locks. So I wanna basically just do a video on my locks, and I think I'm gonna keep doing videos on my locks because I feel like there's people out there still that want locks and are trying to get locks, and some people that aren't educated about locks and just need certain information about it. And I'm like, I got locks, I know a little bit about locks, so I can basically teach people based on my experience with having locks and stuff like that. So I also feel like a lot of people feel like dreads will make your hairline recede or disappear. And I'm basically here to tell you what it actually does, you feel me? And how I've saved my hairline in a way, and to debunk certain myths about having a hairline. Because a lot of niggas out here be like, yo, if you do this, your hairline gonna recede, blah. So I'm finna just break down what I know and my thoughts on it, you feel me? So boom. So the first thing is that locks don't ruin your hairline. It's really the maintenance behind it. And I know some people feel like certain hairstyles can do it as well, and that is partially true, but it's only true if it's not properly maintained. So say that you have barrel twists, right? Or you have any type of hairstyle for real. The maintenance before that and during that will be the deciding factor whether you eventually lose your hairline or not. And that's just more so keeping it oiled, not leaving it in too long, not tugging on thinner parts of your hair. So usually around the temple area, I know a lot of people have soft spots. I have soft spots in my temple area. That's actually why I don't have locks here, you feel me? I know this is a soft spot right here, so that's one reason why I decided to get a temp fade versus a full head of locks, you feel me? Because I know which parts is able to be tugged on and not able to be tugged on. But it's usually the maintenance around it. And the constant tugging and constant retwist, I feel like, well, I know that you're not supposed to get constant retwist. You're supposed to take, me personally, I take like now that my locks are longer, I usually do like 2 to 3 month gap in between my locks. But at first I was doing 5 to 6. And that's basically because I like how my hair looks without a retwist, you feel me? I feel like a lot of people really like how their hair looks with a retwist, but I'm one of those people that like that scruffy look a little bit, you feel me? So I'm okay with going a little while without getting retwist. But I know you're supposed to go a month without it at least, but I know there's some people that get them, they get a style, the twist out comes out, as soon as the twist out come out, they want to get a new twist, you feel me? And that's really not how it's supposed to work. That is a way of receding your hairline, or they call it traction alopecia, which is basically just traction around the scalp and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Tugging on the scalp and shit like that, and then it causes your hair to fall out, you feel me? But you don't want that shit, so stop getting your hair done every couple of days. Really, for real, I think I've seen that freeforms is one of the best types of locks, because your hair just naturally does what it's supposed to do, versus you always fucking with your hair. You always fucking with your hair is gonna make it do stuff that's really not supposed to happen, like your hair falling out, you feel me? So hopefully I explained that right. I suck at explaining shit, so I think I already said this right here, but if your retwists are too tight or you're always getting it done, that can cause it, you feel me? Constant manipulation to your hair can cause your hairline receding or you basically balding. So luckily for people like me, if you're like me, balding and receding doesn't run in my family, so I could fuck up a couple times before, you know what I'm saying, before something like that was to happen to me, you feel me? So I'm glad I'm learning along the way. Me personally, I haven't had any problems, but people keep telling me a little stuff. Yo, if you do this, your hair can fall out. And I take a step back and reflect. I'm like, yo, how can I take care of this? You feel me? How can I make sure that this doesn't happen? You feel me? Because if I did have a receding gene or balding gene, then it probably would have already happened. You feel me? Because when I first started growing my locks, I really wasn't taking care of it. I was just letting it do what it do. You feel me? And that's probably the best, because the less manipulation, the better. You feel me? Boom. So another myth is that heavier locks or longer locks stresses out the hairline or stresses out the scalp, that causes balding or receding. And that's only true if your scalp is already stressed out and you're not taking care of your scalp. So like, if you're not oiling your scalp, washing your hair, shit like that, shit I've already said, then you having long, heavy locks, you know what I'm saying, is gonna fuck it up. Or if you keep getting retwists all the time, or your retwists are too tight and stuff like that, that'll cause receding on the hairline. You feel me? Definitely not supposed to leave styles in for too long and all of that. So just remember that. If you just look at other guys, who's an example I could use for long locks? We got Bob Marley and fucking Lenny Kravitz and shit like that. You feel me? Like, they have really long locks. And they have a hairline too, a healthy hairline. But those guys usually have freeform locks. Or Luka Sabat, he has long freeform locks. He maintains them a little bit more now. I guess he does it to switch up his look sometimes, but majority of the time it's usually like a freeform, so, or a maintained look. And they have healthy hairlines, and it's because they don't usually manipulate their hair. They just treat it like regular hair if it wasn't locked. You feel me? And it's less maintained. You just wash it, oil it. That's kind of really all you. I'm not gonna lie. As a male, I feel like the only thing you really need to be doing to your hair is oiling and washing your hair and conditioning your hair. You feel me? I genuinely feel like that's all you really need to do. Everything else is really just extra. It's just like icing on the cake. As long as you do the basics, bro, you should be good. You feel me? And you do it on a routine, and you learn your hair and shit like that, you're pretty much good. You know what I'm saying? So another thing I want to mention is that you want to keep an eye on your hairline. I'm not gonna lie, you definitely want to keep an eye on your hairline, because me personally, I have 2 moles. I don't know if y'all can see them. I have 2 moles on my forehead. Actually, let me see. Yes, I think, is there a third one? Nah, but I have 2 moles in the center of my forehead, and that kind of gives me my own guide for my hairline. And me personally, I think my hairline went back a little bit. I've looked at pictures before, and it doesn't seem like my hairline has went back, and it could just be an illusion. My hairline probably didn't go back at all, and it's probably an illusion because my hair was going up instead of going down. So it might look like my hairline is bigger, because when your hair falls, your forehead looks slightly bigger versus your hair going up. It doesn't look that way. You feel me? It's an illusion. So it doesn't look like it from pictures, but it seems like it from the mirror. You feel me? So it might have went back a little bit, but also probably not. You feel me? But you want to keep a close eye on it, because hairline receding happens slow and steady, and by the time usually people notice it, it's usually already too late to get that shit back right. And you usually want to catch it before it really starts. You feel me? You want to take precaution as soon as you notice something. You feel me? So definitely want to keep a close eye on your hairline so you can catch it and take the proper steps if it's receding to get that shit back on track. And I know minoxidil is something a lot of niggas use. And then I actually have a friend, I might use him for a video one day. He had alopecia in his beard right here, and he grew it back. He was locked in using his shit every day. I forgot what he was using. I'll ask him. Actually, I'll probably get him in for a video and have him explain his situation. But he grew his beard back. It was just a part of his beard that was basically bald, but he grew it back. And I think balding is something that happens in his family, so that's a good thing that he got it back. So even if you are balding, there's natural steps that you could take to grow your hair back. You feel me? So boom, One thing that I noticed that a lot of people say also is that if you get a tapered hairline, like there's two different sides of a tapered hairline. Some people say if you get a tapered hairline, then your hairline will recede. That's not true. And then the other side is saying like if you get a tapered hairline, you save your hairline. You feel me? That side is true because it's less stress on your hairline. It's less manipulation to your hairline. So your hairline can get taken back by your barber if he takes your hairline back, but if you get a tapered hairline, you're saving your hairline if you have like or longer hair. You feel me? That is a myth that is usually said is like tapered hairlines take your hairline back. That kind of brings me to my next point, is that like next point, which is most retwist locations or places that you get retwists and stuff like that, they don't really be prioritizing your hairline. You feel me? Thing I want to point out before I say that, if you notice, most girls be having fat foreheads. You feel me? And they can get away with it. They're girls. You feel me? Most places that do retwists are usually girls. You feel me? Like I just said, most places don't really consider your lineup, your edges and stuff like that. So as a male, that's kind of something that you have to like to their attention, and you got to stay on top of it as an individual because like they just don't care. You feel me? Like I said, if you get a tapered hairline at your barber shop, like that's good. I started my locks, my barber did my locks, so like an all-in-one. If you can find that, you know, also a good look. You feel me? But yeah, man. Yeah, your hairline is like edges, the corners, the softer spots of your lineup is gone. It's usually very difficult to bring it back, and it's like a snowball effect. You feel me? It's just like, that's when you like when they start to be talking about surgery and shit like that. You feel me? And then sometimes that don't even work, especially if it's genetic. You feel me? And it's not something that was caused by you. So yeah, like as you get older, I think most people start receding between like 25 or something like that. So yeah, you definitely gotta like, you feel me? Those are the early stages of your life. You don't want to be looking crazy. You don't want to be looking crazy in your 20s, bro. So like, lock in and try to prevent that from happening by really just hygiene for real, just maintaining yourself. You feel me? And knowing your body, knowing your hair, knowing your genetics. You know what you come from and shit like that. That's pretty much all I had to say. I don't really want to make this video too long. Hopefully it's not too long, but we're gonna see. I'm thinking it's gonna be like fitness long. But if y'all want me to do any other type of videos about locks, let me know. Pretty 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna keep doing them, because it's like what I think one of mine got a good amount of views one time. So yeah, keep doing them. It's your boy Car Green signing out. Catch y'all boys in the next one.